What's really good? I am MTV Malik. He is Tyler Louder. This is the Hit List, the unofficial official power ranking for the Challenge 35 Total Madness. Today, we got a special guest with us from Love War Challenges podcast. We have Becky, aka Giftmaster Bex. What's really good, y'all?
Hey, what's going on? It's
I'm
exciting.
chilling. Tyler, what's popping with you, man?
I'm feeling really good. I'm getting back into working out. I'm getting ready for beach season, so it's,
Beach
it's
season.
luxurious here in South Dakota with all this great weather we have.
You getting your summer body 2021 worked out, huh?
Oh yeah. This is like a 14-month work in progress is what we're doing. So
All right. Let's go ahead and start this thing off. Let's go ahead and check to see who's going to be in the basement. These are going to be the bottom 8 competitors. At number 24, we have Jay, gone but not forgotten. At 23, we have Maddie. At 22, we have Big T, Kyle, Fessy, Melissa at number 19, Nelson at number 18, and we have Nani at 17. Let's go ahead and talk about our dearly departed Jay. Jay came out this season firing on all cylinders, made a lot of enemies, got 2 big wins. What is going to be his legacy after this brutal beatdown?
I mean, we might. It's hard to say early and everything, but I wouldn't be pressed against saying he's maybe top 20 best like rookie seasons like right out of the gate. Like for like first like 3 guy days, he was the focus of every guy day, and he didn't back down from it. He overcame a lot of things. He took out a legend. He went up against somebody bigger than him and got the wind knocked out of him, got a concussion, and it was like, yeah, I'll keep going. So I mean,
I think Jay is a lot tougher than any of us really thought. Becky, how do you feel about Jay and the impact that he's made in the first 6 episodes of the Challenge 35, his debut?
I mean, he definitely made a big impression. He was in a lot of storylines. He made waves. I am very excited that he was able to make such a statement because at the end of the day, he didn't have to go on. He stood up. He was completely out of it. You saw in his eyes that he was glazed over and he didn't want to give up. And the only way they got him to go down is by medically not clearing him. So I give it to Jay. He has heart and I can't wait to see him come back because he's going to be a dynamite overall player.
So we got a little bit more information coming out of Rogan. It does seem that Rogan apologized. He felt bad about how things went down. Do you guys think this absolves him of everything that happened between him and Jay?
I mean, right now for me, I still think that this is a potential future rivals pairing. I think he might have kind of buried the hatchet. However, I still think there's this like competitiveness, like I don't know, there's just something to it a little deeper. And obviously Rogan's gonna apologize on social media right as soon as it happens because he got a lot of backlash. So you gotta apologize if you want to save face. So that's why I don't know if it's truthful. I'm not saying it's not, but I don't know if it is. And I feel like it's gonna lead a lot of people to think that it's not. And but Jay's playing it off really cool. But that's just because Jay's a cool dude. So
He's a cool dude.
he's a cool
What,
dude.
what
He's
about you, Becky?
chill.
Do you think Jay is a cool dude?
I think he's a cool, chill dude. I think he really is. But I mean, I think, Rogan said that he actually apologized after the elimination went down. Whether or not Jay even understood it because he was out of his gourd right now with his possible concussion and just being totally messed up with that hit. I think that Rogan has a heart, and I think he did realize what he did. He's a big guy. He really could have hurt him badly, but I think that a lot of people aren't going to let it slide. He's going to have some redeeming to do. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it this season because he's done so much already, but he's the type of person that's going to come back. He has charisma. So I think he's going to make it happen.
All right, let's take another quick sneak peek at this power ranking. So, one person who I'm very interested in is number 19, Melissa, moving up 5 spots. What did Melissa do over the course of this episode that got her to move up so high? I don't remember seeing anything really crazy coming out of her.
Really, what it was, is it's what she did compared to those right around her area. I mean, Maddie, Big T, Kyle, Fessy, she won. She didn't win the daily, but she won her heat. She got second place in this daily with Bananas. And mind you, we all know that she's like 3 months pregnant at this time,
She's amazing.
which even
Just an amazing
which,
woman.
which even adds to how impressive it is that, and she doesn't. I don't even know if she even knows at this point, but we all know. And so seeing it right now, that the fact she's like 3 months pregnant and she's doing this, and she, as Banana said, she did that tremendously. She was so good at that, and so many people failed, including people that are taller than her, more athletic than her. Like Jenny didn't complete this challenge. Jenna didn't complete this challenge. So that just kind of moved her up based on performance.
All right, Becky, what's your take on Queen Melissa this season?
I think people really underestimate Melissa. She did not do badly on her first season. She was a strong competitor. And the only thing that people had bad to say about Melissa during her first season was that she fought dirty during her elimination. And that, she got drunk and got into trouble. But otherwise, as a competitor, Melissa's always been strong. I think that people are just not giving her the credit at being as good as she is. I don't think she even did, because her look of shock that she did so well was quite adorable.
All right, let's go ahead and take this into the mid-tier. At number 16, we have Queen Bailey. At number 15, we got Casey. 14, Jenna. 13, Josh. We have Corey, Anissa, Kayla, and Swaggy. So let's go ahead and talk about your number 14 spot, Jenna. Very, very interesting episode. Of course, it totally revolved around her and the drama with Zach. Just because we don't know what's going to happen, how do you think this is going to play out?
I mean, I think she's going to stay. I really think she's going to stay through. I don't think it's like, hey, I'm going to volunteer to go into elimination and I'm going to leave. I think she's really going to stay. And it's mainly because, I was talking about this during the episode, because so many people in the house are telling her to stay, which in my eyes is insane. Like, I don't know why any of them are telling her to stay. Like, I'm going for $1 million and I could have an automatic person leaving right now. You need to fix your relationship. Leave. Like, it's not like Jenna is an easy out in an elimination.
Not
Even if she's like checked out, Jenna might be checked out of every elimination for all we know. And she's just physically there. Like, I think she's going to stay because there's so much pressure on her to stay. I mean, we saw like 5-6 people tell her directly, you should stay.
Not Tori.
And worry about you. Not Tori. Not Tori.
It's true.
But I mean, like, and in the real idea, I mean, somebody had to play devil's advocate there. Somebody had to play the opposite side and say she should leave. But I was waiting for it. But yeah, no, I think she's going to stay. She got plenty of camera time, and that's what happens when you're in a long-term relationship and you leave your significant other for a certain amount of time. This happens.
We're going to bring that up a little bit later. Becky, what's your take on Jenna's state of mind and her gameplay up until this point?
I think Jenna is a competitor. She's not a quitter. I can't see her just throwing it away. As much as she loves
one final,
Well, she's been in multiple finals, but
there's one final she quit though.
No,
she didn't quit.
No.
Oh, she went along with it. Now I don't want to hear it. She could have made him continue. She let it happen. She
totally was drinking her drink. She was trying to pound that shit, and she doesn't eat nasty things. She's already said it multiple times. So, well, she wasn't going to be able to pass it if he wasn't going to drink his drinks. So don't blame Jenna, because Jay is a punk and he can't drink nasty stuff. So I think Jenna is a competitor. I think Jenna overall doesn't want to quit. She's not going to stop. And I don't agree with you, Tyler, but we'll discuss that more during the podcast tonight about whether or not people should be telling her to stay or to go.
So let's go ahead and move into your number 10 spot. Kayla. I don't like this. The reason why I don't like this is because, once again, you got somebody moving up on the power ranker solely for drama. How did she do in the daily today?
I mean, she did better than probably about 4 or 5 other teams.
She wasn't terrible, but still, this whole thing with her cheating was the whole storyline. So why is this giving her so much power? This doesn't even help her game, really. If anything, it looks like she's going to be up to get voted in soon enough because she's making a ruckus in the house. She's fucking with Bear, who's not exactly you know, the greatest person to be messing with, doesn't have the greatest reputation, are that well liked all throughout the house. Why do you have her at number 10? I need you to defend yourself.
I mean, she was the storyline. That's the thing. She was, if Kayla wasn't there, if you took away everything about Kayla out of this episode, we got about like a 25-minute episode, and that's 20 minutes of daily, and that's 5 minutes of Jay having a concussion. We have no episode. We have
And
no
you know, an
episode.
elimination and maybe not a cliffhanger.
Yeah, maybe not a cliffhanger. So maybe if she was here, we'd have like a 45-minute episode with an elimination. But no, she was just a storyline. That's what it was. She was all over our cameras, our TVs, and getting interviews and confessionals. And she had this drama storyline. What I thought was really interesting is the fact that you brought up the daily. The fact that Wes kind of did something that most people are probably going to, I guarantee, I stayed off of the internet because I don't want to listen to it. But I guarantee people were just bashing Wes for his move and grabbing her pictures and putting him in the thing.
It wasn't really cool, but there's not really a huge backlash against it.
Okay.
Really, most people are just like, she kind of deserves it.
Everybody thinks it's funny, so that's the
Okay.
thing.
All right. Well, then, but my point to that though is that she could have easily just said like, "Forget you, I'm not doing this," but she still worked well with him, and I don't know, I don't know. She did seem, until she saw those pictures, she seemed really happy actually about the bed situation, how like it looked romantic and everything. So even though we might not be fans of it or whatever, she was the storyline. And she did pretty well in the daily. I mean, if Wes and her had an extra like 30 seconds, I think they would have completed the puzzle.
Becky, what's your take on Kayla shooting up, jumped up 5 spots in the power ranking due to this incredibly disrespectful storyline?
I mean, it's not shocking. By the way, Tyler does the rankings, that's how she moves up. That it's not because she's a competitor or because she did anything amazing. It's because of the fact that she brings drama, and she made a huge mistake and is honestly paying for it. I mean, you can't do dirt like that and expect Bear not to run his mouth, and then expect Wes and Bananas not to drag your name. It's kind of what happens. They're bored. They're in a bunker, so they're going to find their entertainment wherever, and you just provided them hours of entertainment.
Let me defend this a little bit more too. You got to remember, her moving up 5 spots, that number looks big, but if you think about it, above her was Jay, who got eliminated, so that's an automatic move up. Corey and Josh shit the bed today. That's 2 move downs. So really, she moved up 2 spots, but 3 people above her had really bad episodes or got eliminated.
Corey
So
was
that's
in this
how-
episode.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point.
You
So
should have been
I-
there taking care of Nelson. Like, where was you at? Calm your homie down.
Yeah, he just like, okay, yeah, we can talk about Corey here if we want or whatever. I don't know. But
Actually, I wanted to move on to Swaggy C. Got Swaggy
Okay.
C at the number 9 spot, only moving up 1 spot. Fair enough. Him and Bailey starting to get a little bit more camera time. I think they're going to be really well adjusted for the challenge. I like what I see for them. This alliance with Wes, did anybody see this coming? I was totally took off guard by it. I know he usually makes some deals. I thought at some point we would see him really approach him, even though I thought that they were kind of friendly together. But I was totally taken aback by this. You saw this coming?
I kind of did, just because, well, Wes always works with rookies. Wes likes to work with people that nobody else wants to work with, which normally ends up being the rookies. And also, I kind of, like a couple of days ago, Wes tweeted out that him and some challengers that lived in the area were going to be doing drive-by, like waving to fans if you retweeted his tweet throughout the Kansas City area. So I was like, wait, who else lives in that area? And I found out, Team Bailey, Bailey and Swaggy C live there. And I was like, oh, okay, I guarantee they're an alliance. We just haven't seen it yet. And then it came through and everything. So I'm not surprised.
Becky, did you end up surprised by this this shocking secret alliance?
I think the only thing that was shocking was the fact that they live in the same city. I didn't realize that they were from the same area technically. So it makes sense. He probably has talked to them since their Big Brother season, knowing Wes and his mental. He knew that these two are people that are made for the challenge because of the drama and because of their athleticism and overall look. They were going to be on the challenge. Automatic, like after they came off Big Brother, we knew that they were going to be future. So when I saw that Wes was kind of interacting with them that way, I was like, okay, Wes, I see you. And he's doing it so well this season. I give him so many props for keeping this very down low. he doesn't normally do it as well as he is doing it right now.
All right. With that said, let's go ahead and take it into the top tier. All right. So at number 8, moving up 5 spots, we have Tori, 7 Jenny, 6 Bear, 5 D. At number 4, moving up 4 spots, we have Jordan, 3 Rogan. At number 2, Wes. And at number 1, taking the top spot, we have Johnny Bananas.
I know somebody's going to be happy with this top 10.
Let's talk about number 8, Tori, moving up a whopping 5 spots. Why?
She gets the same bump that Kayla got. Remember, Corey Josh suffered ahead of her and Jay dropped out. So it's a 2-spot. It's like a 2-spot fluffer when I talk about this, but it was just, she just had, I counted 7 confessionals from when I was paying attention, didn't have other things going on. It could have been 8 or 9, but she was just on our screen all the time. And also, she kind of did the one thing I wanted everybody else to do, and she kind of supported Jenna and Jenna's, real life relationship instead of a fantasy game that they're playing. And so that's just kind of like, I know it's a little thing, but for me, I liked that aspect of either A, you're trying to help yourself, or you're just being a good friend in that situation. But yeah, just moving up and everything, this episode is kind of zoning in that she's going to go into elimination. That's just kind of how everything's getting set up for us. So right now, that's just kind of what I think is going to happen. So it just, I thought we were going to get an elimination this episode too.
You don't think that her sitting at number 8 is too high? I mean just overall? I mean, I know she moved up, but being in the top tier, do you really think that Tori is in the top tier of power within the house right now?
I mean, if she was paired up with like 5 other guys, then they probably would have won this daily challenge. But the fact she was paired up with Josh is the reason why she didn't win. I'm just being honest. Because
when are we going to stop acting like he's not a whole flop?
But he's
when?
Okay. He's not a flop, but he is very. He's like a friendly giant. He's clumsy. Okay, his feet just kicked the puzzle piece that he didn't know was right below his. Like, here's my thing.
At least he didn't cry.
Him. He held strong and everything, but
it's the little thing. It's the little things. He held it together.
If Tori was paired up with like 4 or 5 other guys, she probably would have won this challenge because they were up there with a good amount of time. It seemed like they had like a full 2 minutes left by the time they got up there. She flew up there faster than any other girl and faster than most of the guys. So her performance, stood tall. It was just, you have to rely on a partner. And whenever you have to rely on a partner, it's harder than relying on yourself.
I'm glad you said that. They still flopped it out. Becky, what do you make of Tori going from 13 to number 8 this week? Does that seem like a fair jump to you?
I mean, the way he explains it, it does make sense. But, I mean, yeah, she didn't do well enough. I mean, well, Josh did tweet out something about how the producers had said that they had the best time. Had they not missed that last puzzle piece.
I didn't even know that.
I wouldn't know because I'm blocked.
Well, that's what helps. The podcast isn't blocked.
So.
I saw it on the podcast. But anyway, just one of those things. But he did say that. I mean, Josh is good with puzzles, and I mean, he did really well in this elimination. And Tori did well too. She was fast. She really wanted it. I can see why she moved up. Just because she's doing some shady dealings and kind of being a little bit of behind the scenes kind of a person, you can't really blame her for that. She really wants a Red Skull. She wants to win. You got to give her some props for that.
You have to understand, I am like a scummy used car dealer. It's like salesman. Like,
you admit it.
If you give me enough time, I will convince you that what I'm doing is correct. I will just convince you that my reasoning is good because I'll find reasons. But hang on.
So you're trying to sell me a lemon? Are you trying to say that Tori is a possible lemon?
I already sold you one. You've already bit into it. You can't return it. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
It's
I hate lemons.
Malik, answer this. She moved ahead of these competitors. Anissa, Josh, Swaggy, Corey, and Jay, who got eliminated.
The people who
think about that.
Flopped the challenge.
That's who she jumped. So when you think of it like that, her move up is justified, right?
Let's just agree to disagree. Let's go ahead and jump to the number 4 spot. At number 4, moving up 4 spots, you have Jordan. Jordan did very well And his first run, the very first one, I mean, usually it's a big issue to be the first person to go. And he's flopped this position several times, but he goes in and he crushes it first time up. Jordan does one of the things that he does great. He figures out the challenge. He figured it out. How do I win this in the most efficient manner? And that's really where he's gold at. So he jumped up 4 spots. What does Jordan have to do this season to stay in the top 5, to stay in this top tier, to put himself in the best position to get a Red Skull and win this game?
You just got to keep performing. I mean, it's what we say time and time again. If you cover one eye, which is Jordan's personality and the way he talks and what he does, and you only look
just
through
who he is as a person.
No, hold on. But then you only look through the eye that is the competitor, the warrior, the guy that's going to push everybody to their limits, maybe the best finals runner ever. I'll say it again. I don't care. I
Not why Landon still lives.
Maybe potentially, and that's a great, and you know what, that might be one of those like Jordan versus LeBron things. That's a different decade, a different era thing. That's a great from one era, a great from another era.
I mean, I love them both, but Jordan will smoke LeBron.
I know, I agree, but I'm just saying that's what the debate could be. It's a musical type of thing. And so if we only look at Jordan from this performing aspect, as long as he kind of keeps his mouth shut, actually, you know what? He doesn't need to keep his mouth shut. He wants to go into elimination. He votes for himself every week. So he doesn't have to do anything except for get that Red Skull. Once he gets that Red Skull, he's fine. Because if he wins one elimination, people aren't going to want to send him in again because they know it'll happen.
Becky, what's your take on Jordan so far this season?
I mean, everybody knows I don't like Jordan. And it's because
I
never liked Jordan. Period.
Hey, it was just Portland.
It's just one of them things. You're just never going to convince me that he's a good person. But I've always given him props for being an amazing competitor. He seems to be good at everything. And it's very frustrating for someone like me who just wants to give him nothing but dirt when he has so much good. I just wish he would turn his personality around. I wish that there would be something more from him other than what he provides. But I will never take away his competitiveness and how well he does. For him to maintain where he is, he just has to keep doing what he's doing and just being the competitor that he is and winning and making those moves. But everybody knows I just don't like him, and I want him to flop so bad.
You're only looking through this eye. That's the problem. You gotta switch eyes, and you'll be good.
I'm okay with looking through this eye as long as I can acknowledge this eye.
Yeah.
Period.
All right. So earlier this week, we got a sneak peek at the fight between Bailey and Jordan, and I was able to sneak in a comment that got me like 300 something likes. Appreciate y'all. Good looking out. Was this fight with Bailey completely overblown? Tyler.
Yeah. I think that she had no right to accuse him of throwing a challenge.
Oh, I think he absolutely threw that shit.
I really don't think if he did throw it, then he dupes me because I just don't think that he's the type of competitor that could throw a challenge. I have like 5 people that I would put in that category from the challenge history that would never throw a challenge because they're competitors. They don't believe in that stuff, And I think he's one of those guys. Like it's because like he could have still won with Bailey and then brought in somebody else other than Swaggy. He could have, because Bailey already got her way with CT, so he could have said, now it's my turn to get my way. Like he could have fought it. Like there was no guarantee that he wins with Nani anyways. So why would he throw it if he doesn't know if he's already won?
You don't know that he doesn't know that he already won.
Okay, well, what?
Becky.
Bananas and Wes are still here, so he's not first on production's priority of giving them everything and telling them stuff.
And with that mustache and haircut, he never will be. Becky, did we jump the gun? Did we judge Jordan too much on his past? Did we do too much? Because even though I got a whole bunch of likes and a whole bunch of comments, as soon as I seen that, I was just like, well, shit, that was a whole argument. I mean, granted, I don't think I said anything that was untrue, but it does seem like we went a little bit hard on him. Should we have backed off a little bit? And maybe is it time to cut Jordan a little bit of slack? I mean, his performance has never wavered. Never wavered. But
his personality and the way he handles situation has also never changed or wavered. He was putting his finger in her face. He was screaming at her. It's
It's,
just one of those things. I'm one of those people. Don't put your finger in my face. That's just not okay. But
this is the
I can understand.
challenge. There's a world of shit that is so much worse than a finger in the face.
But also, if you think that someone is outright trying to sabotage you, outright trying to throw elimination or throw the daily, so you can't do what you need to do to win, that's what she's upset about. She's
Yeah.
like, so it's definitely something that I understand why she's upset. I don't, I can't say she overblew it, because if I'm up for $1 million and you mess up my chance at $1 million because your butt wants to get your girlfriend in there, we're gonna have a problem,
But there's
and
no
you're gonna have a
evidence of
problem
that.
today.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Do I believe it? Absolutely. But there's no evidence of that.
Question, because I don't remember this. Was he on a different board the next time?
Yes.
Did he
Yeah.
go on yellow? So what the puzzle? I don't know if the puzzle was the exact same. I can't say it was.
Most-
So if it
I
was
mean-
It
different,
looked the same.
it might have been the same, but like if it was different, that could be their way to like, oh, you can't tell your friend because we're gonna put him on the other side. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. That's all.
Well, Bailey was saying, this is what she was tweeting. She did tweet out that he was giving her instructions and telling her what to do. And then every single time she put a puzzle piece down, he was like, no, it doesn't go there. And he was moving it around and he was getting in her way. And she was just trying to do what she needed to do to win this. So I think that's maybe what it was. It's just they don't have good communication. They obviously, he didn't have the same chemistry with her as he did with Nani. And maybe that has to do with history or other reasons we don't know. But
Like
out of
Jordan
this-
with Black Woman.
That's not no.
I didn't wanna say that.
I didn't say that this was the case. I'm just saying it happens every once in a while. Not saying that this is the case, though. But let's go ahead and close it out on the main man, Bananas at 1. And we might as well close it out with Bananas in West, because right now they're two peas in a pod. You think that
Right.
we're excited to see these two together? I think these two are excited to be together more than anybody else. I seen somebody put up a picture of Bananas in West in a drawing where they are romantically linked.
Yes, I saw that.
Tagged himself over it. Had me dying. What was it that got Bananas and pretty much West too in the top 1 and 2 spots?
Well, let me just touch on the reference that they are. Like, these guys are Romeo and Juliet. And for the longest time, their two challenge families have told them that they're not allowed to love each other and they're not allowed to come together, but they are overcoming and they're going to fight for their love to stick together. They are Romeo and Juliet. You can pick who's who, I don't care, but that's who they are to me.
If I
think
remember
it's-
correctly, 6 people died in Romeo and Juliet.
Well, yeah, there are sacrifices that need to be made to win $1 million. So in this storyline, like,
So
Sarah
wait,
was-
what?
Sarah was one of them. She's one. But anyways, this duo or why Bananas number 1 and everything is just like, I feel like he had so much camera time. He did so well on the daily. He was seconds away from winning this whole thing, which would have completely mixed up what's going to happen next week. Like, because right now it looks like it's either Jenna, Nani, or Tori going into elimination. And if Bananas would have won, I have no idea what would have happened. I don't even think he wants power, really, to be honest. I think he wants to wait to have more power, because if he has power too much, that's when people start sending him in. But he was just on our TV the whole time. He had like 12 confessionals, and that's the most out of this week. And he wasn't even the main storyline. That's what's impressive about it. And when they did the whole, it was pretty much what it was him and West were the two of the queer eye guys, is what they were doing, queer eye for the straight guy. And I that was hilarious to me. I like that show. I like those guys. I like these two being represented like that. I thought it was hilarious take on it. And there was so much detail to that bed setup that I don't even think people even know. And I don't like it because I feel like it was dirty, but if you get a chance, go look at a screenshot of the wall and look at the equation they put up.
Oh, I see
And that
that.
right there is just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I know you guys haven't, telling everybody else. That was just like, oh my gosh, the detail. Like, but you know, he was just all over, and he did really well in the daily.
Becky, what do you make of Team You're All Fucked taking the 1 and 2 spots, even on an episode where they are not the focus?
I mean, honestly, they are two of the most entertaining people on the challenge today. They can both take a situation and just make it funny. I saw that equation before the screenshots came up because I was like, no, they fucking did it. They didn't do that. But of course, it's Wes. and it's Johnny, and it's just to be expected at their level. So I'm not surprised. The dynamic duo is honestly as entertaining as everybody knew they would be. I think that they're even surprised at how well they how well they get along. So I think I don't know if it's going to continue forward. I kind of hope it does, or maybe they get like a begrudging respect for each other so that for future seasons we get maybe a little bit more of this fun. But I don't know how well. I guess we'll see how this season progresses.
Well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys. What's up?
Wait, before you close out, I just want to say I really appreciate the fact that, and I wish people would comment me earning my red skull here. I've been working very hard at this.
I thought you deserved it.
I got one too. I was really excited.
You've been doing 5 weeks of good work, so I thought it was about time. You are now qualified to run my final. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and listening to us talk about the challenge. Make sure you visit thechallengegear.com and get your own custom challenge gear. We got those flying off the presses as soon as possible. Make sure you listen to Love Ward Challenges every Friday, and that's going to do it for us. And Becky, thank you so much for joining us tonight and being a part of this. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. It was a fun episode.
All right. Once again, I am MTV Malik. She is Giftmaster Bex. He is Tyler Louder. This is The Hit List. Good night.
Bye.